Okay, now we're going to talk about reflected light. Okay, uh, I'm going to design such that this piece of metal here, the left shoulder armor, it can reflect light. So it's very shiny, polished kind of metal. So how do I do that? It's simple. Okay, I just create a layer first. Reflected light, yes. Now I'm going to use a ellipse tool this time because I got a point to make. Okay, there. Then I just use the paint bucket tool. There you have that. So select none. So now I have this layer reflected light with this white thing. That's supposed to be the reflected light. So now I'm going to rotate it a bit. So look at this. Oops, the size of the whole object is the image size. I press escape. So we don't want that. So what we do, we always do this layer, crop to content. And now if I rotate it, it looks just nice. And press enter. Now I move it a bit. Okay, now here's the problem. Now the size of the image, size of the object is only this portion, but that will cause problems later when you do blur or you do Gaussian blur, okay, I just show you, filter blur, Gaussian blur. Okay, look, it's just within that marquee area, and we don't want that, so we have to go back to layer to image size. Always remember that, right? Okay, anyway, back to reflected light. So basically, okay, this may sound strange, but I can do filter blur, Gaussian blur first, but no, I go to the mode of the layer, I click linear light, and maybe I just reduce the opacity to maybe 90%, like that. Alright, so now I got this, then I blur, Gaussian blur, just a bit. You can do a lot, but that was not nice. Okay, you can do something like this. See this? Now that is something called reflected metal. Sorry, reflected light. Reflected metal. Okay, so it's reflected light, so it looks nice. If you want it this way, also can. Alright? You can do it like this only, but this one not so good. I mean, you can do it like that only. So okay, let's just try a big one. Oh no. Alright, something like this. Alright, just for the fun of it. So this is it. This is reflected light. It's very simple. Alright, and the good part is you can use the opacity again. The opacity, bring it down. See that? To nothing. Or you can make it to something. Too bright, not too bright. Alright. So this is basically how you do reflected light. Very simple, right? Okay, Ken. So I hope you understand. So basically this is very simple. Just put some white. You can just use a brush. Brush is just brush, and then just brush, so like that. Up to you. No problem. Depending on the design. Okay. And then after that you blur, Gaussian blur, and then after that you change the layer to linear light and reduce the opacity as you see fit. Okay, that's simple enough. Now I want to show you something else. Gloss. Gloss is part of light, but okay, it's reflected light, so I should mention it a bit. Okay, now watch this. Oh dear, I should have just used the ellipse tool just now. I could have duplicated the layer. I didn't, but never mind. Alright, and okay, alright, enter. Then layer to image size. Now watch this. Gloss. What do I mean by gloss? Some some materials have some kind of, like a car, for example. You have a glossy design. So we're going to show you how to do that. Gloss. Now we did this layer with the white light, so with reflected light. So we just duplicate it. Now we just so we got gloss, gloss copy. So how do we do it? Okay, first let's move it a bit. Now, okay, the first, oops, that's the second one. Okay, never mind, it doesn't matter. Okay, the first one, I tend to use vivid light, but you can use linear light too, but I really prefer to use vivid light. And notice I didn't use any gloss. Sorry, I didn't use any blur, but you can, but not too much. Now the bottom part is the bottom part I tend to use overlay, and then I reduce the opacity to something like that, right? Okay, it's there, you see. So if you do it like this, what happens is it gives the impression that this metal plate is covered with some glossy material, that the reflected light is you know is reflected, but there's some kind of thick layer of gloss there. Just if you put like this, I mean it's too thick, but looking at the image, you know it's not make sense. So you just put it as close as you can, something like that, depending on the direction of the light. Okay, and like I said, close the top one. You don't really need to do filter blur, but if you want, you can just do a little bit of blur to get rid of the lines. I mean to blur the lines or the stroke of the ellipse. Just like that. This should be alright for glossy material if you want to use this. Alright, so I covered two things: reflected light and also the glossy material. Just let me move this a bit. I want to show you something else. Alright. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Alright. Okay. Now we have this tool, right? I want to show you something else. I create this thing called test engrave. Okay, watch this. Now, the idea is this. The idea is there is a hole inside the sorry. There is a hole inside the armor. So just a minute, let me just fix that. Yeah, something like that, right? Now, if you have this situation where you want to do this, what happens is, you see the reflected light is reflected from the black, and this does not make sense. So all you have to do to fix this, if you ever encounter this problem, and if to fix it is simple, you take these two layers, or at least the one the black color, and bring it up. Yeah, right. Oops. Okay. Anyway, yeah, just to remind you, just to show you lah. If you have armor here, and then you have a hole, and the light is reflected, by right there's it's supposed to be dark here, by right the light is not reflected back. That's why you have to move the layer that contains the black color up. Alright. Okay, so basically that's it for reflected light and also something I call gloss. But that's another thing I just want to mention. Okay, it's about color. For this project, there are two things that you must remember. There's this thing called the shoulder blade itself, and of course you have another plate that yeah, this is the one. You see, anyway, let's say the good thing about the way I do it, if you don't understand this part, it's okay, because you need to see part 1, part 2, and part 3. So let's say I want to, what bottom line is this: I want to change the the color of the plate. Instead of gray, I want to choose another color. Let's just simply choose another color, shall we? Okay, maybe red, something red. Yeah. Okay, so all I do is I choose a color. Now this is the shoulder plate color, so I make sure I lock alpha channel. Then I just use a simple brush. Okay. Alright, a simple brush. Okay, that's done. So but it's not curved, right? So I bring back the one with the low mode as green image. See, it's just nice. But sometimes I notice that I still have to do this. I have to, okay, I have to, This is where the gradient is given, but I still log off a channel, so I have to do this. I paint over again one more time, and then I do the gradient again. Same thing, gradient to transparent. Oh yes, of course, nothing much changed because I use red. Let me just use black. Yeah, it's better. Right, all this, make it darker a bit. Okay, so my point is this basically, using this style of doing things, actually it makes it easier to control the color of the objects. Now that let's say I finish the whole armor, if I want to change any color, all the color, I just change like this way, so I don't affect any other parts of the design. And also look at the gloss light, see that? So the bottom one, because I put it to overlay the gloss, no, yeah, the gloss overlay, this one I put it to overlay, so it reflects the color of the metal plate. Yeah, but this one reflects the color of the light, and usually it should be that it's a little bit like that. Yeah, okay. So anyway, uh, basically to summarize, I mentioned about how to I demonstrate how to show reflected color, and I demonstrate how to show gloss, and yeah, and also I demonstrate that how to change the image color through my method. This is why what I'm showing is my method and of doing things, and this is why I do it. If I need to change the color to blue, for example, I can do it real easy. Okay, so basically that's it for this one. Please watch my next video. I actually do a whole project on a soldier's armor, and I put someone's head on top of it. That will be my next project. Stay tuned and I'll show you. Stay tuned for it. I'll get it done by next week. Okay, thank you. Please like and subscribe, please. I really appreciate if you do. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Bye.